Foreign Affairs Minister Vivian Balakrishnan says that Singapore's foreign policy cannot be driven by sentiment or affinity to any external group. Instead, it must be based on understanding the country's core interests. Dr. Balakrishnan was speaking during the Committee of Supply debate on his ministry's budget, where he announced a third tranche of humanitarian aid for Gaza through Jordan. And Jeraldine Yap has more.
The human cost of the Israel-Hamas conflict continues to mount in Gaza, with more than 30,000 reportedly killed since last October. Once again, Singapore's Foreign Affairs Minister condemned the violence.
Israel's military response has gone too far.
Dr. Vivian Balakrishnan says he understands that some people want Singapore to cut diplomatic ties with Israel. But he says as a small country, Singapore needs to maintain relations with as many countries as possible.
Ceremonially breaking ties with countries every time we disapprove of their actions, in my view, that's not constructive. Whatever we say or do diplomatically will not change the situation on the ground. Nor, I will add, will it influence Israel to suddenly change its policy, or will it necessarily immediately reduce the suffering on the Palestinians. None of the 5 permanent members of the Security Council have broken ties with Israel. Even the Arab countries, Egypt, the UAE, Jordan, have diplomatic relations, continue to have diplomatic relations with Israel. Neither have ASEAN countries like Thailand, Philippines, or Vietnam broken off relations or closed their embassies in Tel Aviv.
The minister reiterates that the conflict is not about religion, but a fight over land, identity, and power. Singapore remains convinced that a negotiated two-state solution is the only way to achieve durable peace, and it has consistently opposed moves that undermine this. The country has also sent 2 tranches of humanitarian aid to help civilians in Gaza. It's now committing a third tranche, this time through Jordan. Back home, Dr. Balakrishnan is warning against having the issue divide the country because of affinity or identity.
Let me come back to foreign policy beginning at home. I've already mentioned the essential need for domestic cohesion and unity. This is absolutely essential and existential. If we cannot be united at home, how do we face the outside world with all its dangers, challenges, and risks?
He says he's glad community and religious leaders have tried to help people better understand the conflict.
Where else in the world will a rabbi and a mufti come together in a public display of solidarity, call for stronger bonds between the Jewish and Muslim communities, and express their hopes and prayers for long-term peace?
This, he says, is a wonderful example of Singapore unity, cohesion, and compassion at its best.